Hi and welcome to another episode of Top Volts, and today we're going to be looking at the Scalextric Sigma. It's the C47, first released in 1973 from their 4th edition catalogue. This actual model was made in Spain, as quite a lot of them sort of during that 1973 sort of period were made in Spain. The detail on this is absolutely great. You've got the engine detail at the back here, which looks to be like a V12 or something like that, with exhaust flowing down the back there, with the lovely big spoiler in the center there. I'm missing a mirror here, but we still got one on this side. They look to be very fragile, so this has possibly been broke off at some point. But overall, the condition of this car is great. It really is good. Doesn't appear to be in that used condition. Possibly taken out the box and not used very much. The guide looks pretty much brand new, with the braids on there. Running the RX motor during sort of 1973 is when they started to phase the RX motor out, really. They used it quite a bit in Spain during the 1970s, but 73 was coming to the last of the road, really, for these RX motors. We'll open this up and have a little look inside and see if there's any work that needs to be done. Looking at the car itself, I don't imagine there's really a lot in there needed to be done. We may have to do a bit of oil, possibly, just to lubricate that up and maybe clean the connection points there. But even looking from the side here, I can see it looks quite clean. But we'll open this up anyway and have a little look inside. So unlike some of the other early cars where they're held in by retaining clips, these are held in by all these series of screws. So we'll work our way through these. As always, these should not be very tight at all, because you've got screws going into a plastic thread. So I'll just quickly take these out. Even these screws don't look like they've been removed very often. And these are quite a solid and well put together car. When you're holding it in your hand, it does feel quite solid and well built. So let's place this down. See if we just carefully pull this off. Okay. Yeah, this looks very clean indeed. It really does. That's pretty much immaculate under there. And wow, yeah, that looks really good. And it all appears to be original. Yeah, this looks great. So even the motor itself looks hardly used. The brushes on there look pretty much new. And even down to this rear pinion, the whole lot, it just doesn't look like it's been used at all, really. And this RX motor's in absolute tip-top condition. It may even be the best RX motor I've got. Looking at the condition, it's incredible. So I would say all we're probably going to do under here is we'll do a little bit of oil, just on the center spine of the motor here, just to soak into the sponge or felt area that we've got there. But the wires, the solder joints are all as new. There's not been a lot of work there at all, and it really does look great. Okay, so we'll just put a tiny bit of oil then, just on that motor. So we place the first piece of oil, literally just a tiny drop down there, and another tiny drop just around the pinion. And we'll just turn that motor and allow that oil just to run down and soak into that sponge. And that feels very, very smooth. Perfect. Okay, so next to no cleaning at all. Like I said, all looks to be in great condition. The front axle there appears to be just held in literally just by that center screw there, which no doubt the body shell holds that all into place. And the front guide has a brass screw just in the center there, in between the brushes, which looks like it screws straight into this sort of end cap, which is recessed into the chassis of the car. So very well put together, very well put together, and very easy access. So to change this guide, you wouldn't even need to take the body shell off. The only time really you want to be taking the body shell off is for changing of the pinions and the rear cog. This is also running brass bearings just inside there, which is great. So all in all, very, very well put together car with some nice features in there as well. So you're kind of utilizing this RX motor and sort of more of the old school brass bearings and quality in quite a modern chassis. Okay, brilliant. So we'll put this all back together and give it a run. That goes together very easily. So we'll just drop these screws back in. And just remembering where the screws go in relation to the car. For example, the smaller screws go around the perimeter of the car, and the two larger screws go down the center. And as always, you really don't need to tighten these up very much at all, because you've got, you're screwing into plastic threads. So you really don't want to over tighten this, because once you strip a thread, it becomes quite a pain to rectify. Although it is rectifiable, which we could cover in another video. So I've just pinched those up. So once you feel a bit of resistance, then just turn a tiny bit more. Perfect. Okay, so our next job will be to run this up and just make sure the motor is operating as it should. Okay, so we'll give this motor a run. We'll start the volts low and just see how easily it starts up really, actually, and then we'll slowly increase the volts. So I'm just lifting the rear wheels slightly. Okay, and that come on lovely. Very, very smooth. Okay, that's running perfect. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed the content and found some of the tips of use. As always, if you have any information on this car that you would like to share, or any tips, please leave them in the comment section. I'll try my very best to get back to you. But thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll see you at the next one.